There's that Reform poll. I don't know if you saw that in the news today. They're ahead of the Tories now. They've overtaken the Conservative Party. Though left-leaning parties, your Lib Dems, your Greens, your Labour, and so on, those left-leaning parties combined still command a greater proportion of the electorate, according to these latest polls. So in spite of the majority right-wing press in the UK, in spite of Elon Musk's endless fire hydranting of just right-wing disinformation just blasting out across the social media apps, even the one that he doesn't own. The other ones, people just screenshot them. They talk about it. Oh, can you believe he said this? It's like you're sharing it. Now you're sharing it on these other apps. In spite of that, in spite of just, societal things getting harder and shitter and more expensive, people in general, in spite of all of that, people are still left-leaning. So how about that shit? It's quite cool, isn't it? It's quite reassuring, I think. But it does make you think, doesn't it? Like how progressive might the voter polling be if Musk and Fleet Street weren't constantly soiling the political conversation with all of their nonsense? Like, how progressive could we be without all of that? Like, how bad would Labour's polling be if on the front page of the Telegraph, instead of the usual day-by-day bashing of the Labour Party, of Keir Starmer, of Rachel Reeves, how bad would Labour's polling be if the headline on the front page of the Daily Telegraph was just like, hey, are you renting? Well, did you know that Labour are actually trying to give you more protections? Did you know that? That's not bad of them, is it? That must be quite nice for you. And then paragraph 1 just beneath it is like, it's probably better than the time when we asked all the Tory MPs, most of whom are actually private landlords, that they are investor landlords who have bought flats and now they buy to let them out to tenants. Most of them are. So you might say they've got skin in the game when we asked them this. But most of the Tory MPs, when we asked them if they would consider giving you, the tenants, more rights, most of them actually turned around and they set their tenants on fire. Like, how bad could Labour's polling be if on the front page of the Daily Mail, if it was like, did you know that Starmer is trying to get ahead of the game with artificial intelligence? Did you know that? He's got an active plan that he's working on to try to beat some of these other countries who are all definitely investing and developing artificial intelligence. So he doesn't want us to get left behind. He wants us to be at the front of the queue making decisions on this new revolutionary technology. Like, it's pretty good, isn't it? Like, how popular on YouGov polling might left-leaning parties be if every time a Labour MP so much as farted, then they weren't tub thumping, just banging the drum? Yeah, she's got to step down. She's got to step down. It's time for a general election. Calling him a Marxist dictator who locks up people for exercising their free speech and, all of that nonsense. How popular could they be if you removed the Muskification and the radicalised bletherings of the 66% of newspapers who are hard right in Fleet Street?